Jake Paul, it's a shameful thing, and this is where boxing is heading because there's no big champion anymore. Canelo Alvarez is picking and choosing his fighters, and you want to know something? I don't want to hear about Jake Paul wanting to fight Canelo. He doesn't stand a chance. You get into the ring with any decent boxer that can throw punches and throw combinations, you will lose. I would absolutely challenge you right now. You can hear it right now, Speedy. You can cut this clip out, this whole clip about Jake Paul, and post it up all over social media so people can see it. I would challenge Jake Paul for free. I will put all the money towards the proceeds. I would fight him 8 rounds, and I promise you he wouldn't last past 6 rounds with me. 6 rounds, I will knock him out. I will knock him out. Give me 4 months of training. Let me get healthy with my hip, and I will knock you out. And that's that. And that's respect for you as a person. I don't care who you are on and off out of the boxing ring. I would challenge you right now, fight you 8 rounds, 10 rounds, however long you want to fight, and I will knock you out. I will knock you out. You will not last that whole fight. I promise you that. And I'm going to be 40 next year. You're a 24-year-old kid. You don't stand a chance against me. You're 2 inches bigger than me. I'm a little heavier than I'll cut down to fall down to 190. I'll fight you at any weight class. I'll fight you in any weight class, and I'll still beat you. You want to challenge somebody? Challenge somebody that actually will step into the ring and actually give you a fight. Not stand there and not throw any punches and be obnoxious just because he wanted to make $5 million. And no offense to Tyrone Woodley, he is not a boxer, and it was absolutely disgraceful for what he did for MMA and what he did for the thought of boxing. Because what he did throwing no punches, WWE or not, garbage. Disrespectful. Take that to the bank. Yes. You heard it from me, and you heard it from me now. I challenge Jake Paul any place, any time, anywhere.
Snuck says Jake Paul doesn't think he's a great fighter. He knows he's a great showman and a brilliant marketing mind.
Yeah, well, good. Fight somebody that can actually fight you, that actually will take this seriously and knock you the hell out. And trust me, you don't think I could be a showman?
Oh, I know you could be a showman.
You don't think I could be a
showman?
showman?
I know you could be a showman. That's not hard.
I will be a showman. I will sell the fight. I would love to challenge you one-on-one, wherever you want to fight. 8 rounds, I'll train, and I'll knock you the hell out. And this is not coming from somebody that, like Woodley, I'm going to knock you out. I will knock you out. I will knock you out in 8 rounds. And I promise you, you're not going to win on any card. There won't even be anywhere close to a winning opportunity that you have in this fight, even if it went to decision, which it wouldn't. So,
and you could do it in all weight classes.
I'll fight him in any class he wants. And he's 24. I'm 16 years older than him. Okay? He's got the advantage with the age, everything like that. I'm telling you right now, he doesn't stand a chance. And I will beat him. I will absolutely beat him. Anyways, getting up and closing up with basketball, ladies and gentlemen. Ben Simmons could be traded as good as tomorrow. Where do you got him, Speedy? What is the stories coming out right now with the 76ers?
I've seen the Blazers are interested. It's
the Blazers.
A trade around C.J. McCollum possibly centered around.
Interesting.
If they end up trading Damian Lillard, because
no, that's not happening.
I don't think it is happening either. But again, apparently Lillard and McCollum have had some.
Could you imagine that? Damian Lillard going over there to the 76ers.
It was brought up about a month ago when
Joel Embiid and him.
Yeah, when the Lillard rumors started swirling, it was brought up about a month ago that Ben Simmons could be the piece that helps the Sixers trade less draft picks in order to do that kind of thing for Damian Lillard.
Are they the best trio in basketball? Are they the best trio in the Eastern Conference? If you have
with Lillard,
Joel Embiid, and Harris.
No, they're probably a close second, I would say, just because I don't know. Tobias Harris is nowhere near, I don't think.
Best two?
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah, they're the best two for sure. Yeah. Lillard's better, the best player of that bunch, KD is, but Lillard is probably second, and then I would probably Embiid when he's healthy is third.
Yeah.
And then, just Harris is a bigger gap. If they had like a superstar third guy, I probably would give it to them. I would still take the Nets probably in that case. But that's one. The Warriors, like you mentioned earlier, are definitely another one. The Atlanta Hawks, this article says. That's an interesting one. That one I never heard
Could
before.
that put them over the hump with Ben Simmons? Great defender. They're a very good defensive team.
I actually don't hate it because they're also a smaller team.
But who are they going to trade?
It probably would have to be centered around John Collins, I would imagine.
Really? They just re-signed him.
I know.
Why would Philly want Collins?
I don't know. These are just options. So they're not going to trade Trae Young. So you have
Draft picks.
You have to trade draft picks. You got Cam Reddish, maybe. You got Huerter, who did well for them in the playoffs last year, who's a good shooter. They might, the Sixers might couple that in a couple different instances, especially if they do end up getting another point guard, too. Because you also have to figure out what direction the Sixers are trying to go with trading Simmons. Are they going to trade it to get picks? Are they going to trade it to get other shooters? Are they going to trade it to get depth? What are they looking for here? Are they looking for another superstar? Because that makes a difference in terms of the realm of the trade. The Denver Nuggets, another one in this article that's listed. Jamal Murray? No. They would not give up Jamal Murray. Michael Porter is the one as the main guy listed, potentially going back.
That would be a good trade. Michael Porter for Ben Simmons and maybe a first-round draft pick. Michael Porter's a good player, and numbers would show that Michael Porter can give you enough points. He's not the defender that Ben Simmons is, but he's not a bad defender. He's a good all-overall player. He's just injury-prone. But if he could stay healthy, who would you? I'd take Michael Porter.
I would too, because I think he has a lot more upside too at this point in his career. He's
only 22 years old.
Right,
too,
he's just injured. But remember, he was supposed to be a top 5 pick before all his injuries. Snug says Ben Simmons to the Sacramento Kings for Vlade Divac. Good luck with that, Snug. Minnesota's also
15,
brought up in this article.
Kobe was traded for him.
That's right. Yeah, and all the Kings fans hate him as a GM, so you can see why you want to trade him. The fifth team in this article is Minnesota, who was one of the teams rumored a couple of weeks ago when we were talking about that. D'Angelo Russell would be the main piece in that trade, and they probably give up Jared Culver and maybe first-round picks in order to make that work. Maybe some other bench depth for them to get shooters. This says Memphis as well as a dark horse, potentially.
Wow, Memphis? That's...
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know about that one.
You have him and John Morant, huh? I like John Morant.
I love John Morant.
I think John Morant this year is going to be another. And you know, and I feel so bad for this kid, and I love him so much. He's so underrated, and he's on a team that people forget he's even in a league.
Right.
You know who I'm talking about, right?
Oh, Zion.
No. De'Aaron Fox.
Yes.
De'Aaron Fox plays for Sacramento, and people forget how great he is. Yep. They really do. De'Aaron Fox is a special player. He needs to be traded. He is in Sacramento. He disappeared this year. He was one of the top 5, top 6 point guards in the league. You wouldn't even know that.
Right.
You wouldn't even know that.
It's like Ben Simmons for Markelle Fultz. I don't know if Markelle Fultz is on a team right now. So what are you trading him to the European league he's playing in? Let's see. Is there anyone left? Memphis, Cleveland. Yeah, good luck with that. That's not going to happen.
I think Cleveland can do it.
Oh, you think so?
Why would Cleveland want him?
Why not?
De'Aaron Fox last year, listen to these numbers. They're pretty good. 58 games, 25.2 points a game, 3 rebounds, 3.5 rebounds a game, 7.2 assists a game. Field goal percentage almost 50%, three-point shot 33%, free throws 72%. I mean, this kid is a star.
Yeah, just a little better with the free throws, but yeah, he's very good.
He's a stud. He's a little better with the free throws.
That's really it. That's really the only flaw.
He's a stud. He's gotten better every single year. Mm-hmm. 11 points a game, 17 points a game, 21 points a game, 25 points a game. The guy is an elite player. He plays on a crappy team, a crappy organization. You want to know something?
Really badly run organization.
Sacramento should try to trade him. They could get a lot back for this kid. A lot back for him. This is a guy that I think the Knicks could build their team around if they ever got a chance to go after this kid. Mm-hmm. They can build a team around this kid. Yeah. You know, but I don't think the Knicks would be able to get him out of all the teams. But you know what? Maybe the Dallas Mavericks, with KP.
Ooh, yeah.
KP for De'Aaron Fox, dead on, straight
Not
on.
dead on. They'd have to give up. With Porzingis' contract, they'd have to give up more. But
you think so?
Yeah, with his injuries, that's a pretty egregious contract. That I would imagine.
Porzingis' numbers are pretty good too.
Porzingis is a good player. We know he's a good player. He's just always
What'd you say, Tyler?
Why would you put somebody that needs the ball in his hands to play with Luka?
Well, you put De'Aaron Fox in the hand because
Luka
he's a passer.
Doncic could shoot.
No, I
you
get
don't
that.
need him to ball.
De'Aaron Fox averages 8 assists a game. He's perfect.
No, I get that. But I don't know. I'd want Luka to run the floor.
He will still on certain possessions. And
Right?
when
No,
De'Aaron
I don't
Fox
want
is out
certain
of the game.
possessions.
So you'd
Did
rather
you not
KP, who demands the ball,
No,
can't stand each other?
no. I agree with you with trading KP, but I don't know if Foxes would be a fit.
Who would be as a point guard
For who?
For Dallas.
for Dallas?
Why not let Luka keep running the point?
Because Luka's not a point guard.
Because he could be used in other
You move.
roles.
I would move him to the perimeter and put him as a 2. He'd be a perfect 2 because he's a great shooter and he creates so many different mismatches with his ball handling skills and everything. You don't put Luka at the point guard position. You don't.
Worked out well in the Olympics. I don't
Or
know.
at the Olympics when it's a bigger court and a completely different game. International game.
It's harder.
No, international game is different.
It's
not.
harder.
No. What makes it hard? I want to hear this. I can't wait to hear this. Ready? What makes the international game harder in the NBA?
Well, considering Al Marks does not play basketball and Damian Lillard does, and Damian Lillard
did play
came
basketball.
out and said,
I did play basketball.
"You played professional
No,
basketball."
I played basketball. I did not professional basketball.
Damian Lillard came out and said that FIBA is harder to play. So I'm going to listen to him. No offense to you, but I'm going to listen to Damian
Let me ask
Lillard.
you a question. Now, if Damian Lillard said he could fly, do you believe him?
No, if he's a pilot,
Why?
yes.
Why would he say something like that's harder when he plays against better talent in the NBA? Please. That is the most ridiculous statement.
I never said
he
that
just
there was
said
more
that
talent.
because they didn't play well and they were lucky to win. Okay, that's why he said that. And they weren't as a team. How many practices did they have as a team?
Who?
The United States team.
USA.
Booker came in when the whole thing started.
Holiday and Middleton,
So
too.
Middleton too. So, well, tell me. What? Of course they would say something like that. It's the most ridiculous statement. The NBA is the best players in the world.
I didn't say there was more talent. I said it's harder. It's
What
a more
makes it
physical
harder?
game, and it's, like you said, a bigger court.
Hold on.
It's a more physical style of
Really,
basketball.
really. What made it more physical?
They play more physical.
Really?
It's more team-oriented and less showboaty individual isolation
So
game.
you're telling me the Olympics there were more physicality than the NBA?
Yeah, I would say there's more physical plays. They call less fouls. Certainly
That's
less
the rules.
ticky-tacky
That's not the
fouls.
players. That's the rules.
So
though.
that's what would make
FIBA
it more
rules versus
physical.
NBA rules.
Right.
Okay, that's fair, but that still doesn't make a difference on the players, though.
I didn't say there was more talent. I said it was
I'm
harder.
saying to me when I watch the
Athleticism,
NBA,
too.
when I look at the NBA and I look at there's a lot of physical play even with the rules. That's why there's flagrant fouls. You're going to see physical games all the time with the NBA. When you watch the Lakers play, when you watch the Celtics play, it's a physical game, very very physical game. So even the Knicks, very physical game. So to say that FIFA is more and the game is harder, it's not harder. That is a ridiculous statement. And trust me, if you're going to sit here, if you actually sat with Damian Lillard and have a conversation with him, he would not buy that. 10 years from now, when he sits down with him and he writes a book, he's not going to say, "Oh, that was the hardest games I've ever played." That's bullshit. Okay.
Now, in Tyler's defense, the Slovenian circumstances for Luka are definitely hard because it's Team Slovenia, and they weren't supposed to do anything else if he wasn't there. But still, that doesn't mean that Dallas should play him at point guard just because of that.
Not a
I didn't
chance.
say it worked out in the Olympics. That's all I said.
No, they got fourth. They got fourth place. That's pretty good
It's not
for a team for Slovenia in the Olympics. I mean, what was their track record of basketball? It was barely anything.
Honestly, you look at the NBA and where the NBA is going. Wow, you hear the thunder and lightning? Jeez.
You might lose power.
Nah, we don't lose power here, man. We don't lose power. We got power here. You got power in these jugglers, man. These juggies, right?
Huh?
You really nicknamed your muscles.
No, I just said they were juggies. You got pea shooters, Speedy. And you got mothballs.
I could shoot a gun.
You got mothballs.
You're implying
Tyler.
I could shoot a gun.
I don't want you shooting anything, Speedy.
I don't want to either.
God knows he doesn't shoot other things, if you know what I mean.
Well, his mom's not here.
Well, I don't know if he would do that. And if he did, that would be pretty interesting, to say the least.
Of course you think it would.
I think a lot of people would. I mean, you move.
Just remember, interesting doesn't mean bad. It just means different.
All right, let's get back to the comments section. Snug says, De'Aaron Fox and I enjoy evenings drinking beer and throwing rocks at boats on the Sacramento River. And yes, Dame Lillard's lips to our ears.
That's true. And Dame Lillard's lips to, Sierra's ears too, if you know what I mean. Anyways,
That's Russell Wilson's wife.